going to the next page of lexical processing. So we can do a very basic kind of a text analytics in the lexical processing, and some of the functions what we use in the lexical processing uh, act as a very important aspect of text pre-processing before it becomes a model. Any model could be applied. We need to process the text data, right? So the lexical processing functions, some of its functions are very crucial or critical, which we need to perform. For instance, like we'll be we'll be required to understand what is stop words, what is tokenization, or lemmatization, something like that. Um, and there are many other things. For instance, if you want to remove the punctuations or pronouns, you can remove it so that your data becomes data has a better coherence, better interpretable uh, while you do the analysis. So we are going to learn some of the important functions in lexical processing. So for that, in today's video, what I'm going to teach you is to do a very basic text analytics, like doing a frequency count, frequency of the word, count of the word in a given text. So this is a very basic kind of text analytics which I'll be teaching. For that, let us import some of the important libraries. So here we are going to import request. This library is going to help us in pulling the data from the website, and we are going to use NLTK, that is Natural Language Toolkit Library, import frequency distribution. So NLTK library is very important library to do various kinds of text analytics operation, and we're also going to import nltk.corpus and import stop words. So we're going to come to stop words in the later session. To address the issue of stop words is very important. Like we don't want to come to words like in, at, and, are, these kind of words which doesn't carry any meaning. So some of the times, most of the times at least, like we would be required to remove the stop words. So it's important to address the issue of stop word, which will come in the later stage. For visualization, I'm importing the library Seaborn as SNS, and yeah, so I just imported this. Okay, so import matplotlib, inline. Okay, so once this is done, the next step would be like getting the data, right? So here what I'm trying to do is that I'm pulling the data from from one of the Hindu article. So okay, let me just copy this web address. So I'm pasting the URL here. It's one of the opinion piece in the Hindu, and I'm requesting to pull the data from the Hindu website. Get URL, right? URL, and I'm assigning this to a variable called as article. Let me just see whether it's possible or not. Print article dot text dot text, right? So yeah, this is a data which is being pulled from the website. Okay, so let us not worry about the text, what it is there, what does it mean. So this is a text data basically which is being pulled up, right? So for this we need to create a function uh, function to generate a frequency count or a word frequency, right? So that can be done. So before going into that, I'd also like to explain to you very important function called a split. So what a split does is that it's a Python code. The main operation of split is that it divides the text into words. It considers uh, a white space between the words as a default separator, and it categorizes the text into a word. Right? Let me show like how it does it. So this is a thing. What is it called? Article, right? Let us divide word by word, separate word by word. Text. Let me see. So yeah, you can see it like, see, it is separating the Hindu editorial on GST, something like this, right? So it is splitting the word, and it considers the white space between the two words as a default separator. So before this, I want to create a def function for word cloud. So let me just start creating the def function here. And just make it as plot underscore word underscore frequency. I'm considering two parameters here, words, uh, top 10 words probably, yeah. And what are the sub arguments here I'm giving? I need a frequency distribution of a word, dist, right? So I'm assigning this to word underscore frequency, right? So next thing is, so this is a code. I'm just typing it. The element 0 for element in word frequency, most common method. Um, top underscore n, and I'm assigning this to a label, maybe ELS labels, and counts element 1 for element in word frequency dot most common method top n. So next thing is, I would like to plot the frequency count of a word, sms dot bar plot, labels count, and return a plot. So you need to be careful about the syntax, otherwise it throws up an error. So hopefully this should be fine. Let us check this. Right, so let me check it. So let me just copy this. Okay. Copy this text split article. Let's go words. So what is the name? Plot underscore word underscore frequency. So this is a function what we created, right? I'm just writing the same thing here. Frequency article underscore words. I need top 15 high frequency words. Okay, let me just see. Okay, yeah, this is it. So it is throwing up. Okay, this is a flower bracket which is having high frequency, basically. So this is how we do a very basic text analytics of uh, generating a word frequency count. Here we understood we can create a function to create a word frequency. This is a function which you can use it. And we also understood the very important Python operator split, which splits the words, considering a white space between the two words as a default separator. This is a very important function. And we also learned pulling up the data from the website here. And we also learned some of the important libraries like NLTK library, which we will be using regularly from now onwards. This is a very basic kind of understanding the text data. See, the word frequency distribution would basically help us to understand the nature of the text, what is available to us. So this is a very important uh, pre-processing tool to understand the word frequency count, which you come across regularly in the coming later sessions. So this is how we do a word frequency count. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.